Hello everyone. Today in this tutorial, I will be sharing how to deploy Data Sunrise to monitor your generative AI applications. So this is the official website of our Data Sunrise, and you can download the Docker Compose file from this URL. Okay, so this is the Docker Compose file that I have downloaded from our GitHub page. And here you have to provide the password. For example, this Redis password and Elasticsearch password, and also Data Sunrise admin password. And if you have license key, you have to provide the Data Sunrise license key here. Okay, so let me edit these values first. So this one is the Data Sunrise admin password. It needs to be at least 8 characters, and it should contain capital letter and also the special characters. And if you have license key, you can also provide the license key in this YAML file, or you can also enter in the UI as well. And this one is the same as before, the admin password for Data Sunrise UI. And in order to run this Docker Compose file, I am having my Ubuntu 24 version. In this machine, I have installed Docker Compose already running in my Ubuntu 24. So let me go to my Ubuntu command line and execute this Docker Compose file. Okay, so in order to execute my Docker Compose file, I am using Ubuntu. This is Ubuntu 24. I have exported the edited Docker Compose file here. Okay, so okay, after executing, the container are running, and I have checked the container are active and healthy. Okay, so bringing back to the browser, I will be opening the Data Sunrise UI of that machine. And in this password, you have to provide the Data Sunrise admin password that we have set in the Docker Compose file. And if it asks you to configure SMTP server, you can skip them. And then after that, you will be able to see this Data Sunrise dashboard. Now let's go to configuration databases to enter the generative AI application. In the database tab, we have to provide generative AI, and the host name gonna be Redis because this is our messenger to talk with the generative AI application, and the port number is 6379. You can check the port number in Docker Compose file as well. And the service user gonna be default, so the username is default. And password is the Redis password that we give in Docker Compose file. So I'm showing this to you to get better information. Okay, so these are all the details we need. Let's test the connection. Okay, it is success, and let's save it. And let's wait for it to become active. Okay, now the generative AI application monitoring is active. And let's create some rules. First, audit rule. Let me select the generative AI application. And you can leave the other thing as default. Make sure you save the audit storage so that you can see the events happening in the transaction trails. And for the other things, you can leave as default. So now let's go to the browser that we're gonna use to connect with the ChatGPT application. I'm using Firefox. Okay, so when the browser is up, you need to go to the settings. and go to privacy and security and scroll down to the advanced settings here. And here you have to go to this manage certificates. And here we need to add the data sunrise server certificate. You can get the data sunrise server certificate in the Ubuntu machine where we deploy the containers, data sunrise containers. So in order to get the certificate from the data sunrise container, you have to run this command in your Ubuntu machine or in your machine where you are running the data sunrise and the Docker. And then you can download this PAM file and you have to use the PAM file to upload in the Firefox management certificate. So let me delete the first one. So I was testing it before, so I need to delete this one. But for you, if you are doing this for the first time, you don't need this step. Okay, so everything is clear now. And then I'm going to import this PAN file. So sometimes the browser, it needs PAM file, but sometimes it needs CRT file. So based on your browser preference, you can change the file extension, whether it needs PAM file or CRT. And here, give this access. Okay, now it's added. And another one is to change the proxy settings here because everything needs to go through the data sunrise server. So this is the data sunrise host name. You have to click on this manual proxy configuration and provide the data sunrise host name and the port number 3128 here. And also click on this checkbox to use this for HTTPS as well. So this is all you need to do in the proxy settings. Okay. Maybe you will need to restart the Firefox if it is not loading. Now let's go to the ChatGPT. Okay, now it's loading and let's ask him some queries. Okay, so we have asked him some queries. Let's go back to data sunrise and check. So if you enabled in this column to see the trigger and the check, then you will be able to see if the rule, the order rule that we configure has been triggered or not. You can also check in this transaction trails. If you don't see the rules, events, then refresh here. So here, these are the new events that we provided the query to the ChatGPT and see the details by clicking the ID of the events. So this is the query that we provided to ChatGPT and now Data Sunrise is monitoring it. Now let's go to the security and masking rule. But in order to work the security and masking rule, we need to create the custom information type. To create the custom information type, go to data discovery in the information types. Okay, for example, let's say I am interested to max the email addresses. So email. Okay, so this is the default one and I created the custom one already. So let's go to this custom one. So in this custom, what you need to do is go to this attribute and under the column name, you have to delete what you have in the default ones and provide path and prompt. Okay, save it. Save and close. Now our custom information type is ready. And next we need to create the event tag. In order to create the event tag, go to configuration, event tagging, add new event tag. This is for our generative AI instance. And this is the custom information type that we just created. Okay, save and close it. Now event tag is ready and we just need to enable this. Now it's active. Okay, now let's go back to security rule, create a new security rule for our generative AI. Okay, let's choose our instance here. Let me save the events in the order storage. And in this data condition, you have to choose this one. Following the information type, this one, we are interested in this information type. Okay, save and close. Okay, now the security rule is ready. Here, all rules are normal. Let's go back to ChatGPT, refresh the session again. Okay, so this is what we expected because we provided the security rule, we configured the security rule in Data Sunrise to capture the specific query that contains the email information type. So now I provided the prompt to ChatGPT that contains the email information type, and we will not get the any result. But if I say something without any email information type, it will still give me prompt. Okay, so we have check, audit, and security rule. Now we go to check the masking rule. So add the dynamic masking rule. So similar to the security rules, we are going for this generative AI, and we will save this event in audit storage. Okay, and here we have to choose the mask data option, and this is the information type that we would like to mask. Save or close. Okay, it's active now, and make sure we disable this rule, otherwise we will not be able to see the mask data if the security rule is active. Okay, now only masking rule is active. Let's go back to our browser. Okay, so in this result, we can see the information type, the email addresses are masked, not only in the prompt, but also in the result. Okay, so this is how Data Sunrise can max the query that you provided in the generative AI application like ChatGPT. You can also see the triggered events in dynamic masking events. Refresh it here, and you will see the new events. And check the ID for the detail of this event, and you will see the query that we capture because it contains the information type that we configure in the event text. Okay, so this is the end of our tutorial video. And if you face any issues to deploy Data Sunrise in generative AI monitoring phase, then you can let us know from our email or customer support portal. Then we will try our best to assist you in your deployment. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.